uh, scriptures that I want to look at. And the first one is going to be Luke 11, verses 5 through 10. And I'll read it. I'll be reading the New Living Translation. Then teaching them more about prayer, he used this story. Suppose you went to a friend's house at midnight, wanting to borrow 3 loaves of bread. You say to him, a friend of mine has just arrived for a visit, and I have nothing for him to eat. And suppose he calls out from his bedroom, don't bother me, the door is locked for the night, and my family and I are in bed. I can't help you. But I tell you this, though he won't do it for friendship's sake, if you keep knocking long enough, he will get up and give you whatever you need because of your shameless persistence. And so I tell you, keep on asking and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking and you will find. Keep on knocking and the door will be open. For everyone who asks receives. Everyone who seeks finds. And to everyone who knocks, the door will be open. So the next verse that chapter I want to go to is Luke 8, 43 through 48. And I'll read that one. Again, it will be coming from the New Living Translation. A woman in the crowd has suffered for 12 years with a constant bleeding, and she could find no cure. Coming up behind Jesus, she touched the fringe of his robe. Immediately, the bleeding stopped. Who touched me? Jesus asked. Everyone denied it, and Peter said, Master, the whole crowd is pressing up against you. But Jesus said, someone deliberately touched me, for I felt healing power go out from me. When the woman realized that she could not stay hidden, she began to tremble and fell to her knees in front of him. The whole crowd heard her explain why she touched him, and she became immediately healed. Daughter, he said to her, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. So I read those two. I read Luke 11 first because as I was looking at it, God gives us clear instructions on how we need to pursue him, how we need to be deliberate in when we approach him. 2 words that stood out in both of these passages was deliberate and shameless. So I dare look at it this way. I'm telling you guys from my point of view of how I seen this. Yes, Luke 11 happened after the woman with the issue of blood, but I like to think that she knew that God was going to tell us how we need to pursue him. She had been dealing with this issue for 12 years. She went everywhere she could go, and still there was no cure. What this story with the woman with the issue of blood tells us is that we need to be intentional with God. A lot of times we want God to be intentional with us, but we're not intentional with God. We want God to move and do all of these wonderful things, and that's great. But I was listening to how you guys were saying where you guys found God this week, and how sometimes he had to stop to get our attention, because had he not had that attention, we probably wouldn't have spent as much time as we needed to spend with him. So sometimes the miracle or a blessing doesn't come until we are deliberate in our approach with God. We can pray, and then after a while, we're kind of like, I prayed that, let's move on. It's not happening. But in Luke 11, he tells us, if you continue to knock at the door, if you continue to be persistent, I have to answer you. The woman with the issue of blood, She pushed forward through all of the chaos that was going on around her. She still pushed forward. She could have fell back and said, I missed my opportunity. I'm going to just have to deal with this. But if we are persistent enough, if we are intentional enough, we can get what we need from the Lord. One thing, like I said, another word that jumped out was shameless. So of course I did a word study. Audacious. So what I think of is you have the audacity to continue to press towards the Lord, even though he didn't answer you, or you felt like he didn't answer you. You have the audacity to continue to push forward. Of all the things that you are going through in your life, you have the audacity to continue to praise the Lord. You have the audacity to keep believing. You just really, I know we have the joke of what a lot of people gain in 2020 and 2021 is the audacity. We need to keep that audacity, but we need to apply it to the Lord. He's the one, I'm telling you, he's the one that's like, listen, be persistent, do what you got to do. If this is what you really want, then do it. Pursue me. I'm here. I'm yours for the taking. Whatever it is that you want from me, it's here. You just have to be persistent. Another thing that I gained from these two passages is us bringing something to the Lord. And what I heard the Lord saying is, bring me what you have and watch what I do with it. You have done all that you can with what you already have. Now watch me do what I can with what you've given me. What he wants to see most is the faith that we claim we have. When things have gotten worse and worse, our backs are against the wall, do you really have the faith that you say you have? Now just imagine how much further you will go, or the things that you have will grow if you just turn it over to me. But once you turn it over to me, it is mine now to do what I please. So the answers may not be what we thought it should be. It may be no, but we have to be okay with the no. It may be yes, but we have to be okay with the yes. When you turn things over, there may be things that you lose, things that you thought were near and dear to your heart, relationships with people, jobs, anything. Once you turn it over to me, it's mine. If you lose it, it wasn't supposed to be yours in the first place. So, question. So the title of it, the price of your shameless faith. What is the price of your shameless faith? What will it cost you? Will it cost you the dreams that you thought you had? Will it heal you? Will it set you free will it set the ones you've been praying for free? Will it stop generational curses on your family? Will it cause your business to thrive like you never imagined it would? Will it jumpstart the ideas that you've had in your head and in your mind? But anytime you go to the Lord, be intentional, be deliberate, and continue to press. Continue to press. The woman with the issue of blood could have given up at any moment. She could have decided, this is just too much going on. I know that for us sometimes, for instance, if we're going to get something to eat and the drive-through line is too long, it's like, listen, I mean, I was hungry, but it ain't worth the wait. I'm going to just find something in the refrigerator. But if it's something that you really want, it does not matter who's in the way, what's in the way, you're going to get what you want and what you need. And that is all the Lord is telling us. He gave us the instructions in Luke 11. Keep on knocking. Keep on knocking. You're going to get on my nerves, but keep on knocking. Keep on praying. Keep doing it. Because eventually I'm going to give in. I'm going to give in. Just because you were persistent, just because you had the audacity to keep bothering me, just because You kept pressing forward. You kept doing what you felt was necessary. And one thing I want to say is sometimes our persistence is what is needed to help others be set free. Sometimes they can't do it for themselves. Sometimes they've just given up, but they need someone to be there, pressing forward, continuing to pray, continuing to just call, continuing to do whatever it is that we need to do just to make sure that they are okay. Persistence, persistence, persistence. It is the key. He's given it to us. He's told us, listen, I got you. Once you turn over whatever it is that you are carrying, that you feel that is too heavy, I got you. I got you. Things will thrive so much better once we turn them over. Things we never thought, things we never dreamed of. We have small little ideas, and God is just like, I'm just waiting for you to figure it out and just turn it over. Lay it at my feet. Lay it at my feet. Your faith. If you could just touch the hem. Y'all don't need the whole thing. I just need the hem. I just need a little bit. Just I can touch a strand of your hair. I don't know, the toenail, whatever. I just need something. And the thing is, God knows when you approach him and you reach him and touch him with persistence. He knows it. He knows it. This woman tried to hide in the crowd and stand back. No. I know that it was you. I know what you came here for. You might as well come on up, present yourself to the crowd. I already know you can't even hide because you reached out and you touched me with audacity, with intention, with you already knowing. He gonna do it. He gonna do it. This is what he's gonna do for me. So what will the price of your shameless faith cost you? What do you have to give up? Is it really that much? Is it really worth holding on to for what God really has for you? Yes, it may hurt. It may hurt. But as I stated before, if it's something that you lose and it is not made greater, it was not for you to have in the first place. So, like I said, the title of this is The Price of Shameless Faith. The Lord has given us those clear instructions. Continue to press forward. Continue to have audacity. And don't let nobody tell you that the fact that you have audacity, that it is wrong. Use your audacity in the right places. Sometimes we have to approach situations and we have to have audacity. If we're going for jobs, yeah, I got the audacity to go here for it. You know why I can be in this room? Because I'm supposed to be in this room. That's the audacity. I ain't got to have an experience, but I got audacity and I got Jesus Christ. I got it. So sometimes we have to approach situations like that. We have to have that audacity, that intention. Always be intentional with God. He's intentional with us when he gives us our blessings. So when we approach God, when we pray to God, we have to be intentional. We have to believe that he's going to do whatever we're praying for. We have to do that. And as we are continuing with Holy Week and fasting, a lot of us had to give up things that kind of shifts our attention away. For me, this week is social media. Very difficult, guys. So hard. But I know that it is something that can be very distracting. It can be something that I lose focus. I might be in the midst of like, oh, I'm getting ready to pray, but then I pick up my phone and I'm on Instagram or I'm on Facebook, and I just completely lost that time that I should have been spending with God. As you all continue to press forward, look at the things around you that we might need to drop. There might be friendships that we need to drop that are very distracting, that we put a lot of energy into it, but we get nothing in return. The ultimate friendship you can have is with the Lord. But just continue to be audacious, intentional, and just see what happens when you give it over to God. Watch what happens when you reach out, crawl out to the Lord. And when you think he forgot, he will say, I already know who you are. Don't try to hide from me. I already know what you came to me to get. But because you believed in me, you had the audacity to believe that I was going to do it, even though what I find interesting about the woman with the issue of blood is even though I like to think his back was towards her, even though his back was towards her, it was a billion people around. He knew, listen, you touched me on purpose. You touched me for a purpose. You touched me with intention. You touched me because you needed something. You touched me because you were sick and tired of living in the situation you were in. That's why you touched me. Don't try to hide. And sometimes God likes to do things in crowds. Sometimes he likes to do it alone. But for some of us, it's time for him to do it in front of a crowd. It's time. He's blessed us enough behind the scenes. But because you have the audacity, I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to bless you in front of the people that said you couldn't do it. I'm going to bless you in front of the people that told you you shouldn't even be in the room. I'm going to bless that business that people said it would fail. I'm going to triple your numbers. It's time to bless you in front of the people, the very people that told you to quit, the very people that said, you tripping, you big tripping. Like you have the nerve to do and continue to press. You continue to pray. You continue to do all of these things and believe in me. You continue to do the work for me. Even when there's people not responding to the work that you're doing, you continue to do it. And another thing, we have to be intentional with bringing our purposes to God, whatever those purposes are. A lot of times we're like, oh, I got it. I can do it myself. You know, this might be a purpose, may not be a purpose. We'll see. A lot of times we don't see the purpose for our purpose, and it's very discouraging. I thought you said this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing it. What's going on? I thought you said this is what you had for me. What's going on? You have to have that audacious nature in your business, in your purpose, in your lives. So what would the price of shameless faith cost you guys? That's all I got for y'all.